drift up close to the wall. Look at him. He'll go a little bit higher than the other drivers, but that gives him a good run off of that turn. You can see he picks up a little speed as he comes off of there. Then by the time they get into turn 3, he has picked up a couple of more car lengths.
This is bad news for the other competitors because they felt like when the racers were run on radial tires, the Goodyear radials, that Earnhardt and his crew did not have them figured out quite as well as the bias ply tire, and would give them a better opportunity to win. It looks like Earnhardt and Richard Childress now has figured out the radial tire.
Look at Dale Earnhardt from a shot out back of the Ernie Irvan car. Let's go to Dick Berggren for a comment on pit road about the guys that are going for their first win here this afternoon at Darlington.
Well, there are a lot of guys going for their first win here this afternoon, Bob Jenkins at Darlington. A whole bunch of them up and down pit road, in fact. And this is one of the toughest racetracks in the place to do it, the whole circuit. They all say that this is the track that you have to run the track. You can't race each other. In fact, this morning I was talking to Dale Earnhardt about the radial tires. And he's a guy that's got a reputation for hustling a car. And I said, Dale, can you throw the car around here? Can you hustle it with the radials? He said, boy, you hustle a car at Darlington, you're going to hustle it right to the wall. So they've all got to be very careful if anybody's going to have a hope to win this thing this afternoon.
They sure don't appear to be too careful there right now. Look at him trying to make that pass off of turn 4 again like he did on Kyle Petty, but that didn't quite work with Ernie Irvan.
Ooh, boy, that got my heart pumping, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
Dale Earnhardt all over Ernie Irvan for second. As you can see, there's a group of cars also running behind Dale Earnhardt a little bit, including Sterling Marlin and Brett Bodine. They're all going for 4th position.
And they might be catching that front pack, too.
It looks to me like that when Junior Johnson made that chassis adjustment on the 11 car, that he's not quite as good as he was before.
Let's go to Jerry Punch, who has a comment on Dale Earnhardt as he again tries to go for 2nd place. Jerry.
Dale Earnhardt trying to make a move, and no surprise at all to his crew here at Darlington. This is what they call their radial race car. This is the car they had to bring out at Richmond when they wrecked their primary car in the final practice session. Remember at Richmond they started shotgun on the field, and in 30 laps he was running 5th. And I asked Dale Earnhardt, hey, can you run 5th here in 30 laps? He said, hey, by 30 laps I'll be 3rd. Well, we're 37 laps in. He's 3rd. He was right.
Pretty good estimation, I would say.
Now look how close he runs up behind Ernie Irvan. He's doing nothing but intimidating that young fellow, but so far Ernie's not yielding to him.
He's kept his cool, that's for sure.
You know, they have T-shirts with his picture on it says Intimidator. And they're right, because that's all he's doing is trying to intimidate Ernie Irvan.
There he goes. Earnhardt has 2nd.
Yeah, while all that was happening, look, Sterling Marlin has gone up there. Sterling runs this track exceptionally well, too. He's had some good finishes here on this racetrack, was in position, I believe it was a year ago, to win this race and had some tire problems, but he always runs well here.
And he is running the line totally different than everyone else does in turns 1 and 2. He's running on the bottom of the racetrack. We watched Earnhardt go in and let the car drift up. Sterling Marlin is able to keep that Sunoco Oldsmobile on the bottom of the racetrack.
So now Earnhardt is 2nd, then Irvan, then Sterling Marlin. Sterling was 5th in the 1989 Transouth 500. He was 10th in the Southern 500 last fall. We'll take a look at the top 15 as we take another break from the Transouth 500 in Darlington, South Carolina. Jeff Bodine leads Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan, and others. We'll be right back. Being held by Jeff Bodine in the number 11 car, and in 2nd position now is Dale Earnhardt in car number 3. Here they come down the front straightaway. There's Earnhardt. 3rd place belongs to Ernie Irvan. In 4th is Sterling Marlin. And in 5th position is Greg Sachs. Let's go to Jerry Punch, who's with Tim Brewer.
We see Earnhardt beginning to reel in Jeff Bodine on the racetrack, and they made a chassis adjustment here in the Budweiser pits. And Timmy, did the chassis adjustment affect the car? I mean, it seems to be slowing down a little bit.
Well, you know, Junior, he stuck around the wedge in the left rear of the thing, but right now, Jeff Bodine and Dale Earnhardt know it's a long way to lap 367, so, you know, whoever's got the best set of tires on, that's the guy that's going to run the quickest. I'm assuming they put stickers on. We put a set of scuffs on. long day before it's all over with. So we're just going to sit here, and if it's not quite comfortable right now, we're not going to press the racetrack. We're going to let Dale Earnhardt go ahead and do what he wants to do.
Apparently, Junior Johnson has instilled in Chemung, New York's Jeff Bodine a good game of playing possum here at Darlington. Gentlemen?
Well, Junior has 8 wins here at Darlington. Last in 1984, Transouth 500 with Darrell Waltrip. We're once again with Harry Gant and the camera mounted on the side of his helmet. That was Derek Cope.
Boy, he looks like he's on a roller coaster in there, doesn't he? He always just looks straight ahead. You know, he'll glance into the mirror every once in a while. And most of the time when they go into the turn, they'll glance into that mirror to see who's behind them or who might be coming up beside of him. But he's always looking straight ahead. You can hear him decelerate going into turn 3.
That's why they say peripheral vision is so important to a race car driver, because you don't really have to turn your head to see what's beside of you.
And now Dale Earnhardt has closed within car length and a half of Jeff Bodine. Let's see if Earnhardt makes a bid for the lead here.
Brewer said we'll just wait and see what Earnhardt wants to do. Well, pretty obvious what he wants to do, isn't it?
For one thing, he wants to get 5 Winston Cup points, being the leader of this race. Leading lap number 48. 397 make up this 500-miler here at Darlington.
Will be able to intimidate Jeff Bodine too much.
The guy on the right of your screen has been very impressive here in the first 48 laps. That is Greg Sachs, and you can see he is closing in on Sterling Marlin and Ernie Irvan running 5th.
And that's the Tom Cruise automobile that's going to be used in Days of Thunder. It has City Chevrolet sponsorship here this afternoon. I think in the movie it's got mellow yellow, but you know, unbelievable. This is the lead car in the Hendrick stable. Of the 4 cars Rick Hendrick has in the race this afternoon, the car up furthest is Greg Sachs.
Now, doesn't this car win the race in the movie, so maybe it don't know any better?
Yeah, that's it's supposed to win.
Yeah. Dick Berggren has a further comment on Greg Sachs.
Well, Bob, that automobile is a brand new race car that they brought down here. The original plan was to do what they did in the Daytona 500 and start in the back and just film some things. But NASCAR said, no, if you're going to bring that thing down here, we're going to have to get it in the race and run it. So Rick Hendrick said, hey, as long as we got to run it, we're going to race. So Bodine's strategy is, whatever the movie guys want to do is fine with him, but he is going out for the win, and he's got a lot to prove here this afternoon. He does not have a full-time ride. If he can score a good run here this afternoon, it surely is going to help. This young man is trying to plant his feet in the Hendrick organization, leading himself to something solid for 1991.
Well, I'm sure it didn't disappoint Greg Sachs when he was told that he had the opportunity to run hard this afternoon and try to win this race. He ran so strong at Daytona, the Busch Clash, and now finds himself in 5th position here. And we're hearing a lot of the comments from the pit area that these guys are pretty loose at the moment.
Well, you know, Greg Sachs had pulled up right behind these 2 cars that are running 3rd and 4th, but now he has dropped back some.
Now we again watch Dale Earnhardt right on the back bumper of Jeff Bodine. First and second here, they cross the stripe, lapping H.B. Bailey in car number 36. Dale Earnhardt has been unable to pass the leader, Jeff Bodine.
And those 2 cars in front of Jeff Bodine that's Davey Allison in the front car, and that is Rusty Wallace going a lap down. Look, they split the difference, 3 abreast down the back straightaway.
And you can see Davey Allison with a hand gesture to the guys in back of him saying, okay guys, come around, I'll give you the room, because Allison is also not quite up to speed with that car.
Well, he was able to stay out there at a pretty good distance in front of Jeff Bodine until Earnhardt came up there. Then Bodine had to turn up the wick a little bit, so now they're running Davey Allison down. That was Rusty Wallace that just put a lap down. Here goes Earnhardt.
Earnhardt off of corner number 2, sneaks inside, pulls alongside of Jeff Bodine. Let's see what happens as they head for the narrow turn number 3, and Earnhardt grabs the lead.
Watch Jeff try to come back.
Oh, Earnhardt wiggles a little bit. Bodine comes right back on the inside, but Dale Earnhardt will lead lap number 54.